And we are testing 1, 2, and 3. We are testing 1, 2, and 3. I got my voice. I got my mouth almost on this mic. I'm almost down-throating this mic. Me and Miss Mike, we're lovers. Hello there, morons. My beloved morons. My lovely morons. It's a term of endearment. Every time I get a new viewer, they're like, "Why you call me a moron?" Hey guys, Victor, give me a break man, give me a flake man, King of the Morons, Godfather J-Vlogging. Oh my god, just a bunch of crap. This is a laundry video, which means I should be drinking some alcohol. And I'm going to talk, and you don't have to watch. You can, I've made the background nice and, colorful for those of you who insist on watching. I don't know why you didn't do that. Let me get a nice glass here. Hold on, I got a really nice glass somewhere. Just a minute. Oh, how about we try this one today? This is a new cup, a new shot glass from one of my friends. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know who gave it to me. Someone at a YouTube meetup gave me in Tokyo. We'll be drinking a little Valentine's today. Not the best stuff, but not bad. It's pretty good, actually. Pretty good. I don't know where I got this either, to be honest. Oh, you know what? I think it was Regan. Regan, my man from Australia. Kind of a lightweight when it comes to drinking, but, can't hold it against him. The guy is beautiful. You gotta admit it. Someone said, "Victor, what if your son looks like Regan?" I'll be like, cool. Raise him as my own. Oh, a lot of you with out of control testosterone are like, "How can you say that and be a real man?" Dude, because I'm comfortable. Because it's a fucking joke, that's why. Oh my god, okay. This video is going to be littered with F words. No, sprinkled. Not littered, sprinkled. Cheers. As you can see by the title, this video is going to cover a few topics. Let me bore some of you. This is a laundry video, so this is made for me to just go on and on about whatever the hell I want to. But I just want to I want to admit to you guys a kind of a strange phobia I have. My son, my little boy. You guys know I've had a son recently. He's 4. He's almost 5 months old. He'll be 5 months old in a week. Amazing. Let me check the calendar. Excuse me. Let me just move this. Now, a little bit more in a week. Whoops. Here's my sushi clock. I'll put that somewhere else. I'll fix that later. Yeah, in about a week or so, he will be 5 months old, and he's doing well. And he's so precious when I look at him. That I get these of course you get scared. You're like, Jesus Christ, this is so beautiful. What if something happens? And I have this weird fear of him, I don't know why, losing his fingers or something, which is, I think, a phobia I've had my whole life. It's a weird, amputation phobia. I've always feared that I'd lose a limb, an arm, a leg, a penis or two. But I came to grips with that a few years ago, and I don't fear it so much. I think I'd be okay with one leg, one arm. I realize humans are not their appendages, as in you are not your penis. So maybe that should be the title of this video. Anyway, I see him and I think, oh, he's so beautiful. He's so perfect. Well, actually, I'll tell you a secret. One of his toes is kind of long. I'm worried about it. I don't know what the other toe is going to catch up. One of the toes a little bit longer than my toes look. Usually, usually the second toe is a little bit longer than the big toe. Then everyone else gets a little bit shorter. But like his fourth toe, his fourth toe is longer than his second toe, or the same length. So I'm like, what's going on with that? He's like a mutant. Should I call Professor X? Right? Anyway, I'm sipping this. Yeah, Valentine's is good. How much would it cost to get I need a whiskey company to sponsor me. Send me free whiskey. Anyway, so the other weird thing I think about is him falling out of his crib or some shit, and hurting his head on one of my weights, I had barbells near the bed. I'm like, what if he goes to the edge and falls off and hits his head on a barbell? I got to move the barbells. So I fear things like that. Things like that. When you're happy, I guess when you're happy, a lot of us. Well, I don't know about you guys. Hell, I can only speak for myself. But, you know, you get a little worried, you get a little afraid, like, wow, everything's so great. Everything's great, right? What's going to happen now? Something's going to take it away. And he's starting to be able to move around a little bit and scoot to the bottom of the bed. And what was the thing? Oh yeah. So I read a horrible story about a guy who killed his baby because he slept with him in the same bed, and he rolled over, and he's such a heavy, I guess, sleeper. And I'm assuming he's fat. That he squished the baby. He's just squished it, and the baby like suffocated, like squished by his own. And the guy didn't wake up because he's such a heavy sleeper. Luckily, I'm the best sleeper there could be. I can sleep pretty much anywhere, but I can also wake up like that if necessary. So, I don't fear that because he's got his own crib anyway. But my wife today, she sent me a picture of the kid sleeping on the floor. And when I got home, she was telling me, you know, it was so nice. I was breastfeeding him, and we were lying on the carpet, and I was breastfeeding him. And then I slowly leaned back, and we both fell asleep. And I said, you know, be careful, be careful. You don't squish him. You fall asleep and roll over on him and squish him. And she was like, that's not going to happen. Don't worry about that. She goes, if anything, my boob is going to suffocate him. I gotta tell you, boobs, yes. We all like them. You've seen them. You either have them or you want them. They're beautiful things, but they're really made for breastfeeding. But I was like, wow, what a way to go, you know, like suffocated with your boob. That would be kind of suck. That would suck, you know. But anywho, so today I'm here to talk about a few things, a bunch of things on my mind. One of them is the up-and-coming career of Amy Schumer, a chubby but very successful female comedian who that's her gimmick, you know. It's kind of weird. Her gimmick, her weakness is a strength. She's like, I'm fat, but I can get laid anytime I want because, actually, I don't know. Well, yeah, to be honest, it's probably because she's a comedian. I don't know if she would do so well if she weren't. Well, no, I take it back. There's always some guy who's, you know. But men are funnily, amusingly shallow. Well, human beings are amusingly shallow. I saw this really interesting article the other day about looks. What they did was they went to a college. Did I talk about this? You know, this has been in my head. So they went to college and they interviewed everyone on the first day and said, what do you think of your coworkers, or no, I'm sorry, your classmates? And everyone rated them. And then 6 months later, they came back and they rated them again. And they found out that those ratings are irrelevant because people's attraction increases or diminishes depending on your personality. So, for example, me. You look at me. A lot of you guys, if you were to meet me for the first time, you probably wouldn't think I was especially handsome, because I'm not, from a subjective point of view. Objective point of view. However, subjectively, after you spend more time with me, you will either come to find me very sexually attractive. Even if you're male, you might become actually gay, you know, homosexually attracted to me. And I'm sure some of you are. And if you are, don't be scared. Embrace it, and please come out in the comments. You know, it doesn't mean you're gay. It just means you're gay for me. Who are you gay for me? That's the question. Go ahead. Or you might, if you're female, you probably want to be a lesbian. That's happened to me before. Past girlfriends have actually gone to lesbianism as a result of, you know, interactions with me. But, and the point being that in the end, you know, it's all personality. And we know that, you guys know that. I've gone out with, beautiful, fucking hot, amazing girls who I just never wanted to see again. They were just loathsome bitches, you know, which probably, you know, explains why they were going out with me in the first place. Right? Anyway, that was interesting. So Amy Schumer, she's got personality for sure, but I'm glad she's out there. You know, I'm not going to talk about her. I'm not going to, you know, insult her body or anything. She's great. I love her. I'm glad she's bringing attention to women's issues, and you know how women become, in Hollywood, you become a certain age and you're no longer eligible to become the romantic love interest of a old aging guy like George Clooney. That's Hollywood. That's the way Hollywood works. That's life. What can I do? But anyway, I enjoy her humor. She's funny. So you guys check her out. And she apparently left a 1,000% tip for someone, which is actually 1,000% of what she should have left. So not actually a 1,000% tip. It was 1,000% over what a normal person would have left. So I think it was like $50 check. She left $500. Okay, great. Anywho, she's something. That's impressive. This is crap. Then I saw that there was an Italian surgeon who has recently announced that he is going to attempt the first head transplant. And you guys can look him up yourself. You know, I don't want to get into the details, but apparently this is not going to happen for 2 years yet. This guy in 2 years' time is going to attempt the world's first head transplant. He thinks it can be done. He's actually published his plans out somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, oh my God, I got a class in 15 minutes, so I got to hurry. But I actually teach English at night sometimes. So let me get to it. Anyway, apparently he simultaneously impresses and appalls many of his fellow surgeons. And he's Italian, which must be extra annoying. So he's going to do this, and yeah, in the article I was reading about, they were talking about the way people refer to their own bodies and how they feel detached from body parts, and this is all connected. Amy Schumer's body, does it define her, or does her humor define her? And your body part, do they define you? So if someone attaches a hand to you, and you don't feel like it's yours, you want it cut off, you want it removed, but I don't quite understand that. It's not you. Can't you just think of it as a hat or something, or a tie? It's nothing. It's just, something that you happen to have. And if it works, what the hell, But one of my students is he's a professor of physiology, neuro, I don't know what. Anyway, we were discussing it, and a lot of things I suspected were true. Like, for example, if you get a hand transplant, the nerves will never come back to the hand, so you can't feel, but you can move. Like, you'll have motor ability, apparently. And there was a guy who had a penis transplant, and his wife rejected it, not his body. Like, his body was like, cool, we got a penis. Yay, penis is back. Whoa, welcome to the new penis. Sorry about the old penis. It was a horrible accident. I don't know what happened to you, but, you should have been mowing the lawn without your pants on, for one thing. So I don't know what happened to that guy, but anyway, he had a penis transplant. But in the end, his wife didn't want it, and I was like, why? I was wondering why. Your husband just went to all this trouble to get a penis transplant. I'm sure he must have discussed it with you before you went through it. Like, didn't you discuss it? I mean, it wasn't like happy birthday or happy anniversary. Remember that penis that I didn't have? Now it's back. I got a new penis. How do you hide that? And I'm sure there's, you go to the hospital, get it. You can't like go away. It's probably not a weekend surgery, right? It's not a day surgery. It's not in and out, It's not like a haircut or anything. But the wife looked at the penis. She saw it. I don't know. Maybe she recognized him. Maybe she's like, oh, I know that penis. I'm not touching that penis. I've got history with that penis. I don't know what it was with her and the penis, but for some reason she rejected the penis, and the husband's like, well, I don't want this penis either because my wife doesn't want it. So he had the doctor remove it. And another case, the doctor removed the man who had a hand transplant had the doctor remove it as well, which I think is pretty bizarre. Now, this brings us long about ways to the Rachel Dolezal story, which I've been discussing with my family, my brother-in-law, and I've got a sister. My brother-in-law's sister is white, raised in Puerto Rico, and she speaks like Puerto Rican trash, basically. She considers herself Puerto Rican, though she's actually Swiss, but because she was raised in Puerto Rico and brought up with around those people. Just doing that to bug you. No, she was brought up with, in Puerto Rico. So she considers herself Puerto Rican, and we've always thought it's kind of strange because her brother, my brother-in-law, acts like a normal, whatever, white guy in America. Normal American white guy. Speaks very normal English, intelligent, someone would argue, intelligent English. Very smart guy, very well-spoken fella. But his sister speaks like Puerto Rican. That girl in the 1980s, I forgot her name, who spoke so badly no one could understand what she was saying. She became famous. Like White Men Don't Jump, I think she was in that movie. Anyway, someone look it up. You know, that kind of girl. She spoke like that. So whatever. Now, before I start getting attacked, I realized a lot of us, including myself, tend to sometimes associate intelligence with a certain accent. So, for example, if you hear a guy with a Brooklyn accent speaking, you might think he's an idiot, but that doesn't mean anything, right? And I've met people who speak English in Japan very well, but I realized later are actually idiots. So, language ability and accents don't necessarily correlate to intelligence. And there was an interesting story about a judge in from Brooklyn who spoke like he was from Brooklyn. But he ended up going to Harvard, becoming a lawyer and then a judge. And he was a highly respected judge. But he spoke like, yo, you know, I'm going to have to sentence you to life or something. I don't know. He spoke like a thug, but he wasn't. He was a very intelligent man. So I got past that, and I understand a lot of us naturally tend to think that, for example, people from the South are idiots, but they're not. It's just an accent. That's all it is. So back to this woman, Rachel Dolezal. She is this. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. She's a white woman who all her life has been passing herself off as a black person, and she's risen in the ranks of the NAACP. I think is it. And her parents came out and said she's actually white. You know, she was married to a black guy. She adopted 4 black children. I think. I don't know. The details are not important, but here's where it becomes interesting for me as a human being. My high school classmate, a Korean fellow. I'm not going to say his name because he might see this. He's on YouTube a little bit, and he's one of the people that influenced me a lot when I was a child. And he was like me, grew up as a Christian. We both had troubles, had questions about Christianity about the same time. We are both non-white people in a predominantly white society. I being Hispanic, you know, he being Asian. I won't get too specific. But we were both basically brought up around white kids. And I think we both considered ourselves basically white all our lives. Well, no, I can't speak for him. No, I didn't even realize I was really Hispanic until I went to New York City and people said, ¿Qué hora es? And I'm like, how did you know I speak Spanish? Like, they're like, are you kidding me? You shitting me? They probably said you shit me. So, because if you say fucking, you know, you just got to shoot them, kill them. Oh, you disrespected my whole family. No, but seriously, he was a nice guy. He's a great guy. And we both, he was one of the people I consulted with when I started to question my religion and realized that maybe the Catholics, you know, maybe they weren't correct about a few things. Anyway, he wrote on Facebook recently that, what's the big deal? Who hasn't tried to pass themselves off as someone else? And my first reaction was like, oh, dude, you're not as smart as I thought you were. I mean, I know you were like valedictorian and everything, but no, this woman is a faker. She's a phony. She's been lying to everybody her whole life. She wants to pass off as black. And a few years ago, I did this video about something called, I forgot what it's called, like transracial. Okay, there's a situation, there's a condition that some people claim exists where you think you're born the wrong race than what you are. But the whole problem with this theory, is that aren't we all supposed to be human beings? And aren't we all supposed to fight for each other? And if race, you know, if racial inequality and racism is wrong, then isn't it equally wrong to identify with a race and try to become part of that race? I mean, shouldn't we all just be humans? I've never considered myself part of La Raza or there's another vlogger. There's quite a few other vloggers who consider themselves part of the, you know, Hispanic race or Chicano race and I've never thought of myself as that. I'm just a guy who makes videos and who happens to be living in Japan. And most likely that's probably one of the reasons people find my videos watchable. Who knows? But anyway, I've never really identified with a race, so to speak. I know I'm not white, you know. I'm just Victor. I'm just Victor. I'm a moron trying to not be so moronic every day. But it's always annoyed me that this paradox, you know, like, okay, we got to treat everybody equal, but you can't call black people monkeys, only them, and you can't do blackface, right? So and this completely sounds like I'm being anti-black, but I'm not. I completely I'm not. They just happen to be receiving this part of the argument here. But I mean the same thing with like Asians who get all pissed off when whites disrespect their culture. But I mean, why can't we all just have fun? No, but I understand that race is something that is quite a sensitive subject, and that and unless you're black, you're not going to get it, and unless you're Hispanic, you're not going to get it. And it just seems ironic to me that the point is we're supposed to treat each other equal, but there are different rules for treating everyone. And someone explained it very well on I think her name was Wikipedia. She explained it on YouTube in one of my comments, because you guys do educate me quite a bit, and I do appreciate that. Is that we're all equal, but some of us are kind of behind on the equality because we've been kept down for so long. So, for example, blacks have been kept down so long. Slavery, of course, a big fucking horrible crime and an embarrassment to the human race. Because of that, yeah, you can't say certain things because it really, you know. How do I explain this? They were kept down. Their race, the black race, has been kept down for so long. I don't even feel comfortable saying them. I feel like it's a different creature. We're all the same. But because of certain inequalities in the past, it's time to kind of make that up. So to even out the scale, so to speak. And I can understand that. But I don't understand why people can't just identify themselves with the human race and have everyone accept each other. Accept each other and help each other and try not to let other people be racist bastards. That's basically the only people we should be racist against or bigoted against as racist bastards. But this woman, let's go back to this woman, Rachel Dolezal, who says she identifies as black. You know, so fine. My only question is, has she helped the black cause? If so, then good. Let her stay in her position. What do I care? And blacks who want to oust her because she's not actually black? Well, I mean, yeah, it's completely, you know, it's a black thing, I suppose. I mean, I got no right to tell you what to do with your business. If it's a black thing, I'm sure I'm going to be told that. So, but I would say that if she's helping your cause, then who the fuck cares? You know? And the other thing is, and I really want to touch upon this, and I really got to go, is that I never understood why people are proud of their race or proud of their country. And this one guy on YouTube, I forgot his fucking name. God, he's Philip Steele questions. I've mentioned in the past that I'm not proud to be American, but I'm happy to be American. And I asked my wife today, and our anniversary is coming up, and I said, so are you proud to be Japanese, or are you happy to be Japanese? You know, I mean, what do you think? She said, I'm lucky. She goes, I feel lucky. And I said, that's a good answer. We'll stay married for another year. And she's like, well, was that a test or something? But that is my point. We are lucky. If you are lucky, where the hell you are, if you're even able to have a computer and watch this video, because there's so many people in the world that cannot. And the way I feel is that I'm lucky that my parents moved from Peru, which is a third world country, and there's a lot of dishonest crap happening down there. I know, because I've been visited there dozens of times. I'm lucky that my parents moved to America, and I'm lucky that I got the education and the life that I got. And I'm lucky that I'm able to live in Japan, where there's even less crime than America, and I don't have to watch my back all the time. And I'm lucky that we have first world problems. This is a first world problem. Oh, this white woman is pretending to be black. Oh, what a crime. You know, in black countries, you can't, in places like Uganda, I may have that wrong, by the way. You can't even be gay without worrying about getting the death sentence if you're caught. Things like that. I mean, that's fucked up. So these are first world problems that nobody should really give a shit about. But, you know, we're going to. The biggest news yesterday was Jurassic Park is going to be the new Titanic movie of the world, right? They beat all the records. That's the big news. So anyway, I don't really care about race. I think it's silly. We're all dogs that can mate with each other. So, you know, I suppose we all want to generally hang out with people who look like us. But in the end, if you get to know each other, I'm pretty sure that it's the personality that will win over whatever you see on the outside. Whether it be body fat or hair color or skin color or whatever the hell. But, you know, like I said, my initial reaction was screw this girl, Rachel Dolezal. But now I don't care. You know, why should we care? If she feels comfortable identifying with being black, then let her identify as being black. Who the hell cares? It's not hurting anyone. And if it's helping people, you know, realize that there's not much of a difference between us. If a white woman can pass off as a black person, then maybe some white racist sons of bitches will realize that, well, maybe it's not that big a deal. I don't know. These are my random thoughts fueled by Valentines, brought to you today from the Give Me a Break Man, Give Me a Flake Man Cave. Should have eaten a little more dinner before I started this video. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think about this. I do want to know, because you guys do educate me, because I am an idiot. I am a moron. So I'm a moron, but sometimes I'm even an idiot. So I do appreciate your thoughts. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Good night. Peace out.